Hello, welcome to a new section on Selenium. In this section, we are going to discuss about locating elements in Selenium. Introduction. What are locators? Locators are a method used to identify elements in a web application for Selenium automation, and they are essential for interacting with web elements like buttons, text field, and links. So in this section, we are going to taking each different types of locators, and I will demonstrate on a real web application how to find that locators. Okay, these are the 7 locators: id, name, XPath, CSS selector, class name, link text, and partial link test. The first one, id. The id locator means uniquely identifies an element, and it's mostly reliable and fast locator. Okay, and the syntax for the id locator is by.id. Okay, you can see by.id. So I will go to the web application and I will take this the application. Okay, so if you want to locate the username text field, then you need to right click the right button, and click on inspect. So the dev tool will be, the window is open, and here where you right click and take the inspect window, then that portion will be highlighted. So here you can see input is the tag, and different attribute values are, you can see class and its value is input underscore error from underscore input, and you can see a id and id attribute, and its value is user hyphen name. So you can use this id for locating this text box username. So I am taking this value user hyphen name, and I'm switching to the VS Code, and I already demonstrate how to launch the browser and load the website over there. You can see here I already written some locators. So I will run this code and see drive.find element by.id. Okay, so here I giving the value of that id user hyphen name. Okay, so I am sending the value sanqmastery as a username. So for running this test, right click on test and run. So you can see by using id, it will passing the text into the username text box. Okay, yes, it's loaded with the value. Okay, then our next case is to different another locator called. So by using id, it's uniquely identify the web element easily. So most of the case you can use this id locator. And next locator is name. Name is a target element with the name attribute. Okay, useful when ids are not available. Some case the ids are not available for every web elements, so you can use if the name is available. So here I demonstrate the same. In here you can inspect, you can see here the name is there, attribute is there, its value also user hyphen name. So you can also use that keyword. That means here you can see username by dot name. Okay, by dot name, and you can give the attribute value here, and you can send keys the value. Okay, so you can identify the text box using name and give the value here. Okay, then coming to the next locator, it is XPath. XPath is called identify the element using XML path expressions. Okay, and support both absolute and relative path, and I will create a detailed video how to find out the XPath of a web elements. So here I just I add one step here for understanding. So the XPath is an expression we need to find by using id, name, different attribute value. The syntax is the tag name square bracket at id equal to the value. So in here you can see the tag value is input, right? The text box in tag value is input and the id value is user hyphen name. So here I return like this. You can see find element XPath is the method and the value of the XPath is input square bracket start at id equal to the value. Okay, so here we can locate the element using XPath. Okay, and the next one is CSS selector. The CSS selector means locates elements based on CSS property. It's faster than XPath in most cases. Okay, and the for accessing the CSS selector you need to use the method CSS selector, and within that we need to within quotes we need to enter the value of the CSS selector. So the different methods to find out the value is, if the web element having tag, you can see tag and id, then you need to pass the value CSS selector as tag hash id. Okay, this is the format if the web element having tag and id. So here we can see, coming to this CSS selector example, you can see input slash a hash user hyphen name. This is the id value. Okay, so we can locate the web element using this. And another example is another method. If the web element having tag and class name, then you can use the syntax of what class is equal tag dot class name. Okay, so here tag name is input and the class name is input underscore error dot, because dot we use because here there is a space for class value it having after error there is a space, so we need to differentiate by dot form underscore input. Okay, so this is the format. And the next is having tag and attribute. So the format of attribute, the CSS value should be tag square bracket and attribute equal to value. So here you can see input I using the attribute value of data. Okay, you can see, sorry, which value I am using. You can use data hyphen text, that is the value. You can see this is the value, attribute value, and its value is username, so I am using that. Okay, and now final one, tag class and attribute, the combination of three, that means tag dot class and within the square bracket attribute equal to value. So here I using input is the tag dot, the class name is input underscore error dot form underscore input, and within the bracket the attribute value data hyphen text equal to username. Okay, then coming to the next locator is class name. If the target element using the class attribute, you can use that class name as a for locating the web element. So here I considering the class name. Class name is the method and within the value is input hyphen error. Okay, you can see this is the class and its value is input hyphen error. Okay, you need to use this after space. Before the space you can use that is the class value. Okay, sometimes it may be a single value without any space, so you can use the entire value as a class name. Okay, then coming to the next locator, link text. Link text used to identify links based on their text. It's mainly using in case of links, that web elements is a link. So when we inspect that web element, you can see the link of that link text we can use for identifying the web element. So for that I using the another web application. For example, here you can see these are the different links. Okay, so right click on this link and inspect. So here you can see is a href, this is a link, and the value is big page with many elements. So you can use the link text as the method, and you can pass this value, the big page with the elements. Okay, that means here this value we can pass as a link text. Then another example is the next locator is partial link text, similar to link text but matches a portion of a text and useful for dynamic links. Okay, so coming to here, you can use partial text. If you use the key, the method is partial link text, and within that I am giving big page only, not giving complete words. So you can use partial link text. Okay, and best practice for using locator is use IDs whenever possible for reliability. Okay, so if you using ID, if you available the ID locator, you can use that ID. No need to use further locators. You need not to need not to bother about it. Okay, you can use simply ID. Okay, most of the case, some cases maybe id not there, so you can using uh, different locators like we discussed, name or XPath CSS selector, based on the availability of the web element, and avoid absolute XPath, prefer relative XPath for flexibility. Okay, and test locators thoroughly to ensure they work on dynamic pages. Okay, these are the main things I have need to discuss in this topic, and hope you enjoy this section, and we can see in another session. Till then, bye, thank you.